Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're talking about facing your year. We have already talked through 7 tips on how to face your year, and today we are on tip number 8. We have one more to go, which is number 9, which we'll get to next week. But however, today we're talking about tip number 8. Let's get started. Today we're talking about work on your weaknesses and use your strength. Now, of course, we have a couple of bullet points that we're going to go through. But before I want to go through this, I want to remind you that this is not the only thing that can be effective. There's other ways that you can be effective on strengthening your weaknesses and using your strength. However, these are just some points that can improve your life. And like always, these are improvements, not to change your life. Alright guys, so let's get started with strengthening your weakness. My first point is acknowledge your weakness. This has helped me so much because it's put me in a position of being face to face with myself and acknowledging that there is weakness within myself. Now you may ask, how can I acknowledge my weakness? Well, I'm glad you asked, which brings me to number 1. Which is asking for feedback from people close to you about 3 improvements and 2 need improvements. Now this is very effective, guys, because when you go and ask people about this, the main thing that you want them to do is be honest. You go and you tell them, hey, you know what, I want to do something random, and I just want to ask you, if you can just do this quick little survey for me, it's for myself, to improve my life. Just being honest with yourself, being honest with them, so that they can give you an honest answer. Number 2, don't sugarcoat it. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. That is keyword. Don't sugarcoat it. Be honest with yourself. It is very important that we be honest with ourselves, because if we're not honest with ourselves, we can't move from that step. No matter where we go, no matter who we ask, if we're not honest with our own self, we're gonna be stuck on that place every time. And ask yourself the questions, the serious questions, the funny questions, all types of questions. Ask yourself, go to a mirror if you have to, and tell yourself, what do you think your weaknesses are? Point number 2, turn your negative into positives. Now, you may already been doing this, you may already know how to turn things around that are negative into positive, but let me give you a different perspective. You see, one of the main things that I always talk about is improvement. So look for ways to improve yourself. Now, I haven't talked about this yet, but your weaknesses can be anything from being shy, from being timid, not being able to public speak. There are so many things that we have as weaknesses that we can improve. And when you find those weaknesses, now you're at a level that you've condensed everything, and now you know what you need to focus on to improve. And that right here is important. When you find a way to improve it, there's many ways. You can improve yourself through my number 1 resources, and that is books. You can improve yourself through books. You can improve yourself through podcasts. You can improve yourself, which is the one that I emphasize the most, is my own personal one, and that is through spiritual things, which for me is the Bible. This is how I personally improve myself. Not only that, but I also use books that enhance my weaknesses, that improves. For example, if I have a weakness in public speaking, then I go into books that talk about public speaking, and I read them to see how I can improve myself, to help myself improve myself in that level. You're always looking for that next level to climb, to improve yourself in your weakness. Number 2, stay away from negative things. That is the most crucial thing that you need to do. For example, if your weakness is eating donuts, stay away from eating donuts. Don't eat donuts. Stay away from the donut store. Stay away from the donut areas. When you go to the grocery store, stay away from those donut areas. And if you have to, find somebody that can go with you that dislikes donuts and go with them. It is very important that you stay away from the negative things, because if you keep in the negative things, all they're going to do is keep you there. Alright, to my 3rd point, which is turn your I believe into action. Now, I have heard so many motivational speakers. I've heard so many people giving motivation and be there and telling you and motivating you, screaming out loud, talking to you in the most positive way, that you feel like you can move entirely mountain cities, and you feel like you're the Avengers and you can, do anything because nothing is impossible for you. It's exactly how I feel when I listen to this motivators. But the only thing that comes in here is that you believe. You believe in what they're saying. And it's very important that when you believe in what they're saying, that you take it into action. Which leads me to number 1. Don't stay in your dream. Wake up. You need to wake up from staying in that position of dreaming every time. Because trust me, we have goals, we have ideas, we have dreams that we want to accomplish. There's so many things that I myself want to accomplish. But if I never move to the place of moving forward to it, whether it be one step at a time, I'm never going to get there if I never act on it. I can believe 100 things, but if I never take that first step, I will never be able to move forward. Number 2 is motivation comes from within you and not from others. Takes me back to what I was saying. We see many podcasts, we see many videos on YouTube that are motivational to us, but it's not going to cause you to get off your couch and do what you need to do. Your motivation does not come from listening to other people. You are inspired by them, but you're not motivated to do it. Your motivation has to come within yourself. It's very important that right here is where you push yourself and motivate yourself to reach your dreams through creating action. That is the motivation that you have to create within yourself, because let's face it, reality is that no one's going to do something for you. No one's going to make a business for you. No one's going to go to the bank for you and ask for different stuff, for loans. No one's going to get the information of how to do things. You're going to have to step up, ask the questions that you don't know that you need to ask the questions that you want to ask and you need answers for, and do the things that you need to do to reach your goal. So your motivation comes within you and not from others. You are just inspired by others, but not motivated. Okay, so now we completed 3 points, which leads me to the strength. Now, how do we use our strength? What are keys that we can use our strength in? We already talked about how to strengthen our weakness, but that's just half of it. We have strengths and we have weaknesses. You know your strength. So the thing is, how do you use it? How do you use your strength when you already know what your strength is? Aren't you using it already? Well, let me give you this perspective. First, how do you use your strength? Well, let me give you 2 things. Number 1, practice makes perfect. Now, the main thing with using your strength is not that you just have it there. You got to practice every day your strength. You got to use them, because if you don't use them, they'll quickly become your weaknesses. So use your strength and use them every day as much as you can, because those are the things that are going to move you forward. Those are the things that are going to push you forward. Use your strengths at the moment that you're growing your weakness. Which leads me to number 2. Use your strength in a new way each day. It's very important that not only you use your strength every day, but it's very important that you use it in different ways. Put your strength in an activity that is different from the one that was yesterday. And that way you exercise your strength, you practice your strength, and you're able to create momentum and move forward with your strength. Alright guys, that is it for today. Thank you for watching my channel. I hope that you are inspired and motivated to keep on growing and improving yourself. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and make sure that you put that little bell. It's somewhere down here. Also, don't forget to add me on my social medias if you want to be a part of my life and other things that I do outside from this channel. Guys, thank you for watching. This is John Jimenez. This is JJ Films, and that is it for today. You have a great day. Alright guys, laters.